Models, friends, your ex, high school people, professional athletes, rap stars, people you dislike, trans, random things. These are just some of the things you'll find on social media. All of them are competing for your attention. But what if social media affects us mentally, energetically, and physically more than we think? This video will be very important to help you understand the degree to which social media affects us. I think that many times we know the negative side of social media, but it is very superficial. We say, it does make you feel insecure from time to time, and although that is very true, it goes a little further. So in this video, we are going to delve deeper into the topic. Before entering the video, first, I need to define some terms that will be very important for you to understand. First of all, I am going to start by defining the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind can be described as everything that you are aware of at this moment, what you feel, do, see, touch, and experience. You are aware of it, or you know it. So basically, right now, you are watching this video. You are very aware of what I am talking about now. But subconsciously, your nails are growing, your hair is growing, and different bodily processes are taking place. Now let's define the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind can be compared to flying a plane on autopilot. It is constantly running programs to control how we walk, sit, breathe, talk, etc. We don't have to think about these things, they just happen because the information from them is stored in our brain. So all your experiences, all the lessons of life that you learn, all the traumas that you have had, all of this is stored in the subconscious, and those experiences shape how you experience life and your belief systems. Your belief systems, as you get older, become more solidified, and it becomes more difficult to change because they are programmed subconsciously. And the key here is programming. Social media is a programming machine. I'm going to go deeper into this in this video, so first, I want to define programming. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Let's say you're at the airport, you're waiting for your flight, and you feel that someone is looking at you. You feel it unconsciously, you are sensing that someone is looking at you. And then you look, and eureka, they are looking at you. People's looks can be different. Think about when someone looks at you with hate compared to someone who looks at you with admiration or attraction. They are two different energies that come towards you. So with social networks, they retain our attention, and depending on how addicted you are to them, depending on the platform you use the most, they can keep your attention for a long time, which will make your energy focus on it. Maybe you've been scrolling through the networks for hours, and then you stop and feel very slow and tired with no motivation to do anything. Of course, you're not motivated because all your attention has been placed on the platform, and you have all this sensory stimulation coming to you. This prevents us from having the energy levels or motivation to do even more constructive things. You must be aware of when it is draining you, and you must value your energy above your enthusiasm for getting dopamine. Social media can make you think and behave superficially. It's sometimes amazing how superficial we have become with these platforms. The fact that digital connection that is barely a connection was prioritized over off-platform connection really shows how much value this has in our lives. What this creates are these false selves where our egos come out, and these are sneaky because our identities become so important that we can't even look beyond. We can't even see how superficial the identities we portray are. Social media perpetuates the imaginary audience. We think people pay too much attention to us or that we are the center of everyone's universe. We genuinely believe that, but it's not the case. If you're in public, you trip and fall, people can look, someone can come up and say, "Hey, you're okay," but no one really cares. And on social media, we look at our account followers, we place our comments, we look at our likes, we look at our story views, and we start thinking how these people are paying attention. I have to be careful what I do because what will this person think? And it's crazy because even off the platform, that imaginary audience is still in your head. You're out of the house, and you're thinking, I wonder what this person would think of me coming here and thinking of me doing this. They don't care, they're probably thinking the same thing. The imaginary audience, I think, is something that really keeps people trapped. We're worried about their judgment, we're worried about what that person would think. But really, who cares what anyone else thinks? What really matters is that you trust your ability to create a new self for yourself, a self that is more in line with what you want in life. For example, if you are a little out of shape, your new identity could be that you are more fit. What happens is that, going back to the example of the imaginary audience, these people know you, they know your old self. But as you are trying to become a new person, you feel like you need to remain how people originally saw you as. You need to be consistent with your previous self. This is actually a cognitive bias called inconsistency avoidance, where we try to avoid not being consistent with the way we are. This is a trap because if you want something different, you need to be different from a personal point of view, from a mental point of view, from an energetic point of view. And this will lead you to start thinking differently, then start behaving differently, and subsequently start to get different results. But if you are trapped in your own identity, if you are trapped in that comfort, if you are trapped in how you were previously seen, the change to a new identity will not happen. What the networks are doing to us is creating false ways of thinking and paradigms. A paradigm is just a model of thinking, a way of thinking, and through our social networks, we will see different paradigms such as paradigms about relationships. Men should be like this, women should do this. You will see paradigms about what a successful life is and how you should behave in any situation. You will always see success in these network feeds, mainly material success, and then everyone defines themselves based on that feed instead of their own version of success. And continuing with the theme of thought forms, I mean that thought forms are very skillful. Let's say you are looking to get into a good relationship, and you are looking to change the way you think about relationships to start attracting the right person into your life or to start seeing the right people around you who you could potentially talk about a relationship or date. If you are constantly consuming media about relationship dramas, about terrible women or terrible men, what do you think will be embedded in your subconscious mind? Women can't be trusted. Men can't be trusted. Women complain too much. Men can't do anything. Therefore, all these belief systems get embedded in your subconscious mind, and then you start looking for things in your environment to confirm it. When you meet someone, you start projecting all these things on them because you have consumed them in the social media. Here is a quote I like about the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind practices homeostasis in your mental realm by keeping yourself thinking and acting in a way that is consistent with what you have done and said in the past. So this goes back to being consistent with what we have said or done in the past. If we are programmed to believe that men and women are a certain way, we are going to try to be consistent with that belief system, and then our actions will reflect that. This brings me to the concept of the pendulum, a very important topic that I learned from Vadim Zeland. Its concept helps you understand how the collective unconscious, how the collective thoughts of people, can create certain realities. So I am going to go into a quote from Vadim Zeland that says, "Mental energy is tangible. It cannot disappear without leaving a trace." When a group of people begins to think in a single direction, their waves of thoughts overlap each other, and in the ocean of energy, they create invisible but real energy information structures, pendulums, that begin to develop by themselves, and people will follow their laws. Once under the influence of a destructive pendulum, one loses his freedom and becomes a cog in the great mechanism. Pendulums can be positive or negative. But what this quote basically says is that a group of people can absorb certain belief systems very easily because we are very tribal as humans. It is very easy for us to believe what the group is saying. Now, this might change a little if I am a doctor and I have all the credentials. You will probably believe me more than the group. So pendulums can be positive or negative. Think about spiritual communities that practice meditation and make you have more control over your behaviors or your mind. These can be positive pendulums for one's life. But negative pendulums can ruin things for you. Here is another quote about pendulums, more on the negative side. To absorb energy from people, pendulums use one's feelings and reactions, resentment, dissatisfaction, hatred, frustration, anxiety, agitation, depression, confusion, despair, fear, regret, affection, admiration, tenderness, idealization, adoration, delight, disappointment, pride, arrogance, contempt, disgust, sense of offense, and guilt. This is how these echo chambers are created on social media. There are people who gravitate towards a certain emotion together, and they get angry with this emotion. Maybe it's anger towards a political figure, a social issue, or a certain type of person. They keep feeding each other with this energy, and this pendulum, this collective energy, keeps growing. The pendulum is then strengthened, and it attracts more people who resonate with that same emotional frequency. In these echo chambers, it becomes difficult to see beyond what the group believes because you are constantly being bombarded with the same type of information that reinforces your existing beliefs. This makes it challenging to break free from these destructive pendulums, and people often get trapped in cycles of negative thinking or destructive behavior. The key to avoiding being caught up in a negative pendulum is to become aware of the energy you are giving and receiving. It's essential to practice mindfulness and be conscious of what you are feeding into your mind and what you are allowing to influence your thoughts and actions. By doing this, you can start to detach from negative pendulums and create a more positive and balanced mental environment for yourself. In summary, social media is a powerful tool that has the potential to program our subconscious minds in ways that can either uplift us or drag us down. It's crucial to be mindful of how we use these platforms and to be aware of the content we consume. By understanding the impact social media can have on our mental and emotional well-being, we can take steps to protect ourselves and cultivate a healthier relationship with technology. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button for more videos and to help us reach more people.